Hi, I'm Travis again. This is namespaced JSX attributes. And here the keyword is going to be JSX attributes, because TypeScript now supports namespaced attribute names using JSX, but React doesn't, so I have no idea who needs to use this. Does anybody in this room use JSX and not use React?
I know that Vue can use JSX as well. And Solid, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So there are other, JSX is its own spec that's
Right.
not necessarily tied to React. So
Exactly.
I think there can be other uses.
Okay, so interesting. So apparently this is more of a Vue thing possibly. So this namespace JSX attribute, I had never encountered this because I write in React Native, and in React Native, you can't have namespaced JSX attributes. But the idea of, I think of what they're going for here is that these two things are equivalent. And in the top one, this is an attribute AB, or A:B, with the value of hello. And this is foo in the A namespace, where the B attribute is hello. So I think you could then say A namespace, and then B equals hello, C equals, and then everything is just treated as the A namespace from there. So the idea of that would be you could have like multiple different namespaces for all the different properties you want to use. So it just, for an example, foo props, you could say, I'm going to have my AB property, my AC property, and then if you wanted to go along and have a second namespace, I'm going to have my BB property and my BC property. This seems extremely confusing. I have no idea why anybody would ever actually want to write code like this, but somebody must want to because it's in the spec. So now you can go over here to like where I had this example component, and it's an example namespaced attribute, and it says AB hello. Now, and like I was saying, I'm in React world right now, so if I try to do the other syntax, it says you can't do that. But you could do it maybe in Vue or in Solid. Just back to their examples here. I basically am using the exact same thing for example. So you could have like a foo props interface, and then in your code you reference to it by let your component equal an A in the B namespace or something like that. Anyway, there's also an intrinsic. That's what the second thing is. It's the intrinsic attributes, where the first segment of the whole name is an attribute name. That's it for namespaced attributes. Any questions there? Or help with figuring out how to actually demo this, because it's not actually possible to use.
I want to say Astro uses this syntax as well.
Okay.
So they have a JSX and their own Astro component syntax, and they use it for like their fragment. You can do set:/HTML, and it'll set whatever string you have. It's kind of their dangerously set inner HTML or whatever. So maybe it's just a way to sort of, like if you have set:, you know that it's going to be doing some kind of setting work, right? Like maybe it's just kind of a way to make it more expressive. I don't know. It's a good question. Like you could also just call it set:/HTML, right? Like,
right, and like what I would expect over here, like so this is the namespace example, right? What I would expect is like you would do like a B string, a C string, and then you would have like another interface, foo B props, and then this can just override the same props. Like you can just reuse B and C here. So to your example about like a set thing, you could like say foo set props, and then that would communicate the same thing. So I'm not exactly sure what the utility of the namespacing thing is when you could do this, but somebody must prefer the syntax or something.